Inflation is the silent destructor of wealth. Cash is not king when it comes to longevity and retirement planning. It's so important to consider how your money is invested to ensure that you are beating inflation where possible, or at least keeping track with inflation. My role as a wealth planner is to help our clients who have complex decisions to make and turn those complexities into a clear plan to support their longevity and to create a lasting legacy. When I was 18, I'd left school with no real financial education. I walked into a bank and was offered an ISA, but my options being cash ISA or stocks and shares ISA meant very little to me. I chose cash because I didn't know how to invest. This moment was my epiphany. It made me realise that I needed to learn so that I could help others. In the United Kingdom, 20% of women between the age of 55 and 65 still have no retirement provision, and that compares with 12% of men. More women are now the breadwinners, and more are becoming financially sophisticated. I believe that women do have to save more than men, not only because of their longevity, also because we are still faced with a gender pay gap and the motherhood penalty. Women have to take that into consideration and potentially put more aside than their male counterparts. Longevity is currently at the forefront of many people's minds. There are 4 different things which are just clashing together to make it something that we really need to be giving consideration to. Firstly, the lack of public provision. We have a declining birth rate and an ageing population. There is no longer the workforce that is going to be able to support public provision going forward. And that brings me on to my second point, personal responsibility. In the move away from defined benefit pensions towards private provision, we all need to become personally responsible for risk and also to ensure that we don't run out of money. Thirdly, there is the cost of living. London is now the second most expensive city in the world. And finally, the shift in paradigm. We now see a whole new post-work era where people are going out to fulfill their dreams. They have a bucket list. They are spending more, not less. I'd like to give you my top 5 wealth planning considerations when we're looking at longevity. Firstly, education. This really is the key, not only to understand your own future, but also in terms of educating your family. Secondly, cash flow planning. Understand when you can afford to retire, how much you can afford to spend. What would happen if you did lose a partner? Are you going to be financially sound if disaster strikes? Ensure that you have your lasting power of attorney in place. So if you do lose capacity, which of course can happen to us at any point, the people that you love and trust are making those difficult decisions on your behalf. Give careful consideration to where you're investing. Don't be afraid to take risk. Your funds are going to be invested for the long term, potentially not just your lifetime, but future generations too. My final tip is to build a really solid estate plan. And that comes from thinking about what it is you really want to achieve. Education is everything. Understand and educate yourself. That is empowerment. And then you can start making decisions going forward which will positively impact you for the long term.